What's going on, everybody? All is well. So, today's video, we're gonna talk about Nike and how they plan on turning things around. Because ever since 2020, that Nike stock has not fully recovered at all. So, let's see what they gotta say.
Nike is on a mission to get its stride back. It's the world's largest sportswear company, and in the past few years, it's faced serious challenges. Last year, the company experienced its worst trading day in history, wiping out $28 billion of market cap in one
Yikes.
day. Now, it's been about a year since longtime Nike executive Elliott Hill came out of retirement in an effort to turn around the company as CEO.
When we grow sport, we grow the overall marketplace, and when we grow the overall marketplace, I like our chances of growing.
This man is a person who understands sports.
Okay.
And this is about sports. This guy could be the Musk of shoes.
But Nike's stock still currently less than half of what it was during the pandemic peak. The turnaround.
Yeah, during the pandemic, Nike, a lot of companies have absolutely exploded. Obviously Nike, Peloton, obviously GameStop, you know, Zoom and Roku went crazy. But yeah, Nike has been falling in hard times as of late, and will they recover? I don't know, man. It's gonna be tough because remember they cut ties with Foot Locker, Snipes, I believe Finish Line as well when they were launching their app, and yeah, it's been downhill ever since that day. What? I don't know, man. It's crazy to think because Nike, from brand recognition, you would believe that it's gonna bounce back. It's gonna do well. Actually, back when I first started in investing, I was invested into Nike, you know, and I saw it drop, and I was like, "Oh, Nike is gonna bounce back," and it never quite did. Ever since 2020 or 2021. Matter of fact, hold on. Is at $69 a share right now. Let's see, 1 year out. Yeah, it's still down 13% for the year. Year to date is up down 5%. 6 months is up 20%. Okay. 1 month is out down 2%. Yeah. But yeah, man. It never quite recovered. Yeah, 2021. Yep. I was at 174. And it just from there just free fall. It just fell through the floors. Alright. Alright, let's get back to what we're talking about.
Around, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint, and I think that showed on the last quarter's earnings results.
In an exclusive interview at Nike's headquarters in Beaverton, Oregon, Hill outlined his vision for the company's path forward, how it's fighting back against competition, and how it's innovating its product pipeline. CNBC also got a behind-the-scenes look at the company's sports research lab, where some of its products get their start.
Nice.
We need to understand our athletes and how they fit into a population. Are you endurance? Are you explosive? Are you high arch, low arch?
That's a big question. Can he turn things around?
I guess the question for Wall Street that I keep hearing is, are you going to get back to the old days where it was mid to high single-digit revenue growth, teen margins? That's the long-term algorithm,
Yeah.
right? Is that your goal?
Absolutely, and the teams are excited about pivoting to this new offense. And it's going to take time for us to get the offense accelerated, not only here from a creation perspective, but in the other 190 countries in which we do business.
Nike in recent years has faced a host of challenges stemming from its decision to pull back from stores, its over-reliance on direct-to-consumer channels, and its focus on classic styles. Critics say a lack of innovation has helped rivals like On Running and Hoka gain market share.
Problem with Nike is On Holding. I'm not kidding. This is the first true challenger to Nike.
Has the competition gotten tougher since the last time you were here and trying to do that?
Oh, no question that the competition is strong today. I think part of it is because we opened up shelf space and opened to buy in the wholesale business, and so we're having to earn that back.
At the center of Hill's turnaround plan is a renewed focus on sports.
My first day on the job, which was October.
Nike should have never cut ties with Foot Locker, Snipes. They should have never cut ties with them at all. That was a bad move on there, and now they gotta look to claw their way back. You know, they got climb that mountain all over again. And since then, you know, they got competition. You know, not only New Balance, Adidas. You know, it's a highly competitive market. You know, ever since Nike fell, it's got a lot more competitive. But so far, I like the CEO. He seems enthusiastic. And if Nike does rebound, I don't think it's going to rebound within 1 year. It's going to take several years in order for them to get back in the game.
14th, I stood up on stage, and my first slide had 2 images and 2 statements. We're a sport company, and we're a growth company. We're going back to sport. We're going to put the athlete back at the center of everything that we do.
Inside Nike's 400-acre campus sits its sports research lab, where scientists study how athletes
That's
move.
a massive campus.
Insight that helps it develop new products.
Everything in here, this entire space, is designed to let us capture data on you no matter where you go. So we have over 400 motion capture cameras. We have over 96 force plates.
Another major component of Hill's plan is repositioning the company's internal teams. What does that mean that you're going to put sport at the forefront of everything you do? Because people think of Nike, that's how it's always been. So what are you doing differently there?
I think the easiest way to think about it, we have 3 brands, Nike, Jordan, and Converse. Just early September, we reorganized each brand by sport. So think Nike running, Nike basketball, Nike training, etc. We have small cross-functional teams in each of those segments, if you will, of business. And the idea is that the consumers in each of those segments and the competition in each of those segments is different.
Okay, we're good.
We've set up one of our drills that we use quite a bit. It's the lane agility drill. It's used in the NBA and WNBA to characterize athlete performance, but it's also a great test for footwear.
Hill's return to the company came after a series of tumultuous quarters. Under previous CEO John Donahoe, Nike focused on its direct-to-consumer channels, severing ties with wholesale retailers.
They should never have done that. Sever their ties with our retailers, man.
Guidance. The shares down 20%
And
on
it just
pace for
plummeted.
their worst day ever as a publicly traded company.
Analysts say that misstep cost Nike billions.
I think when COVID hit, supply got constrained, demand goes up, and I think the team did what I think anybody would do. You shift product over to digital commerce, and all of a sudden that takes off. Double revenue, double margin, and it's a winning strategy. And then, of course, everything normalized.
Exactly.
Physical retail started.
Exactly, because when everything normalized, everybody started going back outside, you know, and then they had cut ties with Foot Locker, Snipes, and you know they threw everything into the app, which was obviously wasn't a smart idea, but you know, yeah, it was a bad move on Nike's end.
to open back up, and we continued on with that strategy. And so continue to invest in Nike Direct digital commerce. And I think over time, it ended up hurting the brand because there's a certain set of consumers that want to shop choice.
I think the biggest obstacle, and certainly when you go to stores and you talk to the people who work at technical running stores, that consumer has gone elsewhere. And it's really hard when a consumer falls out of love with a technical brand and falls in love with a new one to get them back.
Hill got his start with Nike
It's
as
an
an
uphill
intern
battle,
in
man.
1988 and retired after 32 years with the company back in 2020. In 2024, he was brought back as president and CEO.
This guy is going to win because it's about sports. It's about running. It's about Jordan. It's about athleticism. It's about getting China back. It's about Foot Locker, now owned by Dick. This is a great story.
I was gone for 4.5 years, moved back home to where I grew up in Austin, Texas. Anyway, I was enjoying life. I was investing, advising, and
And you got a call.
I got a call.
Tim Cook?
Yeah. I've talked to Tim and Mark and Phil and all of the above, and the answer was yes immediately. We call it the Nike campus, and the idea was to be like a college campus.
Yeah, that does look like a college campus.
Basketball courts, tennis courts, climbing walls.
One hurdle in his new role, cleaning out excess inventory. And inventory is like a key marker that investors are watching. You're doing a lot to try to clean inventory, get rid of the old styles that aren't working. Inventories are declining, but where are you in that process?
An area that will probably have a quarter or two still to go, but feeling good about the work that the team's doing around cleaning up the excess inventory. And the whole idea is you pull out the inventory to make room for the new product. And not only the new product allows the retailer to make more money, but it obviously inspire the consumer with newness and freshness.
At higher average selling
At
prices.
higher-
Right.
And
Ultimately.
it's not just about price either, it's about brand positioning too.
Where your arm, like if it was attached to a wall, going straight
No,
up.
I
and
do
then-
this,
yep,
like
so just
girly
you're
style.
just going straight up like that. You got it. There you go. That's it.
Only a third try. On top of the excess inventory, the company is facing other headwinds like tariffs. How much tougher is it for you to pull off this turnaround right now, given what's happening in the macroeconomic environment?
Yeah, what we can control is being focused on sport and the athlete. There's a few of us that'll deal with those other things.
Just the small $1.5 billion tariff bill that you have to pay?
Good news is we have a very expansive and diverse global supply chain that we've built over 50 years.
It still has to get made overseas,
Still
right?
has to get made, and our factory partners, our retail partners, and then us, the three of us working together to absorb some of those headwinds.
The $1.5 billion that you quantified, you eat that?
We don't eat it, no. We've got to try to
Where's it
offset
go?
it, and we're offsetting it
Do you
across.
have-
We
do
pull
you have-
different levers to offset it, and
Do you have the
different-
ability to pass any of it on to the consumer?
and to the consumer.
Yeah.
And our pricing architecture is what
I
we do
won't
every
be
single
surprised
quarter.
if they all
We've
said
always
that
done it. It's not something
to the
we do
consumer.
because of
Pass it down to
tariffs.
the consumer.
In many ways, Nike's comeback hinges on China. In the first quarter of 2026, Nike's China sales fell more than 9% from the previous year to $1.5 billion. Another part of the business that was lagging in the quarter and you said would be slower is China. So what is the issue there?
There's 1.4 billion consumers in China. They are embracing sport, running and fitness, basketball training. And of course, we have a really strong position in those sports. So we see it as a long-term opportunity. I think the difference in the China market versus United States, as an example, is that it's a mono-brand store. Physical retail is Nike only. And that, I think we went too sportswear oriented and not sport enough. And so now we're re-evaluating the concepts that we have in China. There's 5,000 stores, so it's just gonna take time for us to roll those concepts out.
How dependent are you at this point on China for manufacturing?
We've diversified our portfolio and it's continued to decrease over time.
So what's going to be your biggest challenge in getting there where you want to go?
My impatience. I have to keep telling
Faster.
myself to be
Yeah.
patient, but it's the confidence level.
Yeah, man. But man, shout out to them. Like I said, they got an uphill battle, and we'll see what happens with Nike. Personally, I don't think Nike can make think will fully recover. I just believe they have given up some excuse me. Woo! They have given up market share. And like they said, when a customer leaves and they fall in love with another brand, it's hard to get that customer to come back once you lose them. And I don't see it, to be honest with you. I don't see Nike being able to turn the ship around. It's just too much competition out here, and yeah, it's just crazy to think that Nike would see Nike fall from grace. But anyways, with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and until next time, you guys be safe and enjoy the rest of your day. All right, peace.